So today we're gonna be trying out Flesh Beauty. This is a newer brand that I've been really interested in and just kind of wanted to get a feel for the brand and try out a bunch of products with you guys. Spend a little bit too much money. We're gonna be trying $200 worth of Flesh, but I did it so you guys don't have to. And you guys get to kind of play around with the products with me, and we're just gonna be testing them out super casual, just doing a general first impression and full face on these products. So before we get into it, guys, please make sure that you subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and then also please be sure to come follow me on Instagram, because that is where you guys will always find me whenever I'm not here on my YouTube channel. First thing I want to mention to you guys is I'm having eczema issues really bad right now. I had a really bad flare-up, just kind of in this general vicinity of my face. I feel like you can really see the discoloration and stuff from it. So that's what's going on with my eye area. I had a really bad eczema flare-up. Moving on, I wanted to show you guys the boxes of the product really quick, just so you could kind of get a feel for the brand and the type of packaging that it comes in. Really nice, kind of that groovy 70s font. They all say Flesh, and then this is what the back of the packaging looks like. So it all comes in this type of packaging. I'm here for the boxes. I like a good packaged product. So we're gonna be trying out $200 worth of product. The first thing I'm gonna get started off with is this, which is the Fresh Flesh Illuminating Primer. Looks like this. Pump applicator, it says Flesh on the bottom. And I believe there's only one shade of this as well. Smooth on this ethereal primer after skincare and before makeup, or wear it alone with photo reflecting ingredients, pro vitamin B5 and glycerin. This makes your face look and feel glowy and gorgeous. In a word, fresh. So for moisturization, just so you guys know, the moisturizer I used was the e.l.f. Hello Hydration. And now we're just going to try out this primer. I'm actually really excited. Ooh, it's like jelly. I was expecting it to be watery, I don't know why. So we'll just blend this into the skin. Okay, and when it touches your skin, it really becomes watery. Like, look how watery it looks on my skin. Comes out like a gel, but spreads really fluid. Light fragrance to it, nothing overpowering, but just something to note. It's super lightweight, which I like, because it kind of just sinks right into the skin, and there's not much lingering other than like a slight tackiness, so that's great because it's really gonna help grip the makeup. In terms of the, pearlescence to it, I'm not seeing a ton of shine. Like, the light reflection is nothing like super illuminating, so you don't have to be worried about that either, because I feel like it's not, emphasizing the dry patches around the corners of my eyes. I actually like it. I think it like fully absorbed into my skin. I'm gonna give it another minute to really let it sink in, but overall it's super lightweight and it doesn't make your skin feel like it's trapped behind silicone. For foundation, I did not think that this was a foundation. I'm actually like, what? This is so tiny. This is the Firm Flash Thick Stick Foundation. Thick Stick is a foundation, concealer, or in a darker shade, a contour. Scribble it on directly and blend with fingers, brush, or sponge. I got mine in the shade 15, which is French Toast. This is tiny. So the first thing I'm gonna do is just apply it where I want a little bit more coverage, which would be around the eye area right now. I'm gonna cover up a little bit right there. Nose. Chin. I'm breaking out. I've got eczema. Like, my skin is just not great right now. I'm gonna blend this in with the IT Cosmetics Heavenly Luxe foundation brush. The foundation itself is really thick and creamy. I also think it's kind of funny how cheeky all the names are. They're like kind of perverted and cheeky, but I think it's funny, so. It's not clinging to the dry patches of my eczema, which I was really worried about, because usually I think most creams will do that, but this one is not clinging. I could have maybe gone down a darker shade because I feel like this is a little bit light, but I'll just use a little bit of extra bronzer to kind of deepen up the skin. But overall, I think French Toast was a good shade. I'm gonna try to just use a little bit more right here to kind of cover that eczema a little bit more. So I'm just gonna like tap it right on like this. And then instead of using the brush, I'm really just gonna push it in with my fingers so that I can keep the coverage. The brush is great for kind of spreading the product out all across the face, but when you want a little bit more concentrated coverage, I would say just use your fingertips and really push that in there. I think it looks way better. I think it really evened everything out, and you guys can see I kind of sheared it out so you guys can still see like my little freckles and my moles, but where I wanted extra coverage, it really went in and hit all that. So I also purchased the Flesh Hide the Evidence Double Concealer. I got this one in the shade Medium Bronze, which is number 7. And this is a dual-ended concealer, so you get 2 ends. I love that font. I think it's so pretty. So I'm assuming you just twist. Okay, so just to note, the cover side shot out like this. It's not coming like from the tip of the bristles. This is actually really stiff. So I feel like you kind of have to break that bond on these. They're really firm. I should have done that first. I'm gonna take the corrector end and just put that right under my eyes. This is coming out really weird. The formulation of this is really light. Honestly, kind of reminds me of the YSL Touche Eclat. It's very fluid. Almost no coverage though. But this is the correct shade. So we'll see if the cover shade is any different. So I'm gonna put this blob like that and kind of, this is, okay. So the cover shade is darker than what I'd want under my eyes, but I'll just go back in with that correct shade to kind of brighten. So I'm just gonna use this to kind of press under the eyes. I'm also using the cover side to hide redness around my nose. And then I want like a more brightened under eye, so I'm gonna use that, oh my gosh. The cover side is way more watery than the correct side. So I'm just gonna pop this right under the eyes to kind of brighten. And then I'm gonna kind of blend it around with my finger, but I'm gonna give it a couple seconds to set so that it gets a little bit more thick. So while I'm waiting for the concealer to kind of set a little bit, I'm gonna use the Galactic brow pencil and just fill in my brows. I'm gonna go back in with that IT Cosmetics brush and just try to blend that concealer out a little bit more. So this is the base with just the primer, foundation, and concealer on. The foundation is really full coverage, but you still are able to really blend it out. The concealer is very lightweight, watery, fluid, sheer coverage. I do think that in the actual correcting side, that this one is more thick and it's more of like a hiding concealer to where you can like hide pimples and blemishes and things like that. Whereas the cover side, super lightweight, super fluid. The formula just kind of drips out of the brush, so be careful with that. The foundation itself did leave my skin feeling slightly tacky, which I don't hate, but I'm gonna put a little bit of powder on. So I'm gonna use this one from MAC. It's just the Hot and Heavy powder from Patrick Starr. I think this is like a highlighter, but I've been using it to set makeup and I really like it. So I'm just gonna lightly dot this just really softly all over the skin. So for eyeshadow, we're gonna try the Flash Color eyeshadow palette. It comes in like a little book like this, and then it also came with a little brush. It says, this tidy palette holds 7 neutrals, 1 flashy gold, and a brave bright pink. The other thing I got is the Flesh Pot Eye and Cheek Gloss, which I really wanna use. So So I'm gonna try to create an eyeshadow look that this gloss can go on top of. That's what it looks like. So nothing too structured. I'm just gonna do like a couple washes of color. So I'm gonna actually start off with this copper shade called Unveil, right? No. I'm gonna start off with this copper shade called Feeling, and I'm gonna pop that all over the eye, just lightly. Honestly, we should just take this pink and put that all over the eyelid too, and then we can put the gloss right on top. But by putting that copper shade down first before the pink won't be anything too intense, and it'll just kind of sheer out the pink a little bit more. It's more of like a fuchsia purple in my opinion. I have to use this eye gloss. I got this because I really wanted to show it in a video with you guys. So this says you can use it on eyelids, cheekbones, and lips. And this one is Peach with flecks of gold and pink. Ooh, I've never used an eye gloss, so I'm so excited. I know you can put it on top of eyeshadow and underneath eyeshadow, and it'll just kind of make your eyeshadows melt. And it will make them a little creasy, so that is something to know. I'm going into it knowing the eyeshadow is gonna crease. But how pretty is that? Oh my gosh. It's so pretty. I'm so excited I finally got an eye gloss. I've been waiting to try one. For blush, I got the Flesh Pot Swipe Flesh lip color. I thought you could use this on your cheeks. I got this with the intention of using it on my cheeks because I also got a lipstick. So this is gonna be used as a blush today, and it is in the shade Swollen. Let's see. Oh, that's cute. It has the little fingerprint that's on all the packaging. So I'm gonna tap the excess off onto my palm like this so that I get a little bit of a softer application. But I'm just gonna tap this right on the cheeks. This is like a really pretty brick berry tone. So I'm just gonna quickly bronze up my skin. I'm gonna use Casino from NARS just to kind of warm up my skin tone and do like a little bit of definition adding with it. Flesh to Flesh highlighting powder. And this one I'm actually really excited about because on the back it says, run your finger over this powder. Can you believe how soft? It contains coconut and sunflower seed oils. And let's run our finger over it. Oh, it is really soft. Wow. That's nice. It's a very soft, you know, slippery powder. I'm not gonna use my finger to apply it though. I'm gonna use a little brush just so I can kind of lightly dust it over the skin. Okay, so you guys can tell it's not a blinding highlight. In fact, it's like really sheer. Maybe if we use our finger, we can get a little, okay. Yeah, if you use your finger, you get way more of a metallic look. So if you want a more intense highlight, just use your finger. Pop on some mascara. I'm gonna use my Dior Show. If you're doing a gloss, I feel like you should use a waterproof just to kind of help with any transfer onto the eyelid itself. This will just be a little bit more safe. Last product we're gonna be testing today is the Flesh lipstick. This is the Fleshy Lips. They have, I think, 2 different formulations of lipstick. This one specifically is the more sheer version. So I'm just gonna do a little bit of lip pencil. I can't do lip color without lip pencil. I just need some shape, you know? I used the NYX Nude Truffle. The lipstick I bought is in the shade Yum, which looks like a really pretty everyday lip color. I shouldn't have done that. Super soft. Let's do a swatch on the back of the hand so you guys can see it. It's really sheer. That's like it built up and then just one swipe. sheer. So it's like a balm. It feels like a lip balm, which I like. Like, it doesn't feel like a lipstick and it doesn't feel drying. So that was the last thing that I got. Should we discuss products now? Let's do a quick little rapid fire first impression review. So the first thing was the Fresh Flesh Illuminating Primer. I was surprised by this because it comes out like a gel. You guys saw it comes out like really gelatinous and holds its own, but then once you start blending it into the skin, it really almost like turns into a water, and it did absorb quickly into the skin as well. In terms of the illuminating properties, I don't think I would personally consider this an illuminating primer. I really want something that's gonna like strobe the skin and really peek out from behind foundation. I don't think the illuminating properties of this primer have the power to peek out from behind a foundation. It does have a really soft pinky pearlescence to it. In terms of it prepping the base, it makes your skin feel nice and hydrated and like makeup application ready. But if you're looking for something that's really gonna illuminate the skin, I don't think that you will love this. The foundation, oh my God. Okay, not gonna lie, it was a really big letdown to me how tiny this thing is, and when you actually expose the product, it's even less. In this, you actually get 4.6 grams, which is 0.16 ounces. Whew, it's not that much product at all. I like this foundation. It's super full coverage, but you're able to blend it out and get a nice sheer application. So that being said, maybe you use less of this and the price evens out somewhere there. I'd have to use it again. You know, first impression, I like it. I think it's expensive though for the amount of product that you actually get in the bullet. The most impressive thing to me was the way that this hid the eczema patches. Like, you can barely see them. You can tell that the skin's a little bit textured, but that's because I put highlight there. But had I not highlighted, I think you guys wouldn't even really see the rough skin around my eyes. So this was good, but I got to use it again to make sure I like it. Next up is the Flesh Concealer. So this really reminds me of the YSL Touche Éclat. It just doesn't have the illuminating property that the YSL one does. Now, this is a really lightweight, fluid concealer and corrector, so it's just gonna give you a sheer milky veil of coverage, but you guys did see I could build it up. I feel like it hid some active pimples and some dark spots up on my forehead, but it's nothing super heavy duty, so if you do have a lot of things to hide, this might not be your favorite, especially if you are looking for something with a little bit more coverage. But just on a day-to-day basis, I think you can get away with this, and just when you want your skin to look really nice and natural. But I did like the way it looked on the skin. Next, we tried the Flesh eyeshadow palette, which we only used 2 colors. 3 colors actually. I will do a video using more of the shades and create a look with it, but you guys know I really wanted to try that eye gloss. Overall though, the 3 shades I liked. I'll have to do one, like we'll test that black in another video, and we'll test some of these browns as well and try to like really put them to the test. Then we used the Flesh eye gloss, which first impressions I love. Like, you guys, this is a serious glossy lid moment. I'm here for it. If you guys are interested, they do have another limited edition one on Ulta. I saw it's called Disco Nap. They also had a limited edition eyeshadow palette, but the reason I didn't buy the 2 limited edition products was because I was like, you know, just my luck, I'm gonna put the video up and then you guys are gonna be like, Dacey, they're not available anymore. So I got the 2 staple products. The eye gloss I really like a lot. It's so pretty, and I'm definitely gonna be using it a lot in the future. So I loved the eye gloss. Next up we have the Swipe Flesh Lip Color in Swollen. I used this as a blush and I really like it. I think it's just a nice berry tone and it's got a lot of red and warmth to it, so it's really pretty. The formulation of it is also quite unique. It feels like a cream but applies like a powder, and when you kind of really rub your finger in there, it feels almost powdery. So I really enjoyed this. We'll definitely be using that and probably picking up a couple more colors too. And then the Flesh Swipe, what was this? They all have confusing names. Flesh to Flesh Highlighting Powder in Promise. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, this is super soft focus highlight, and it feels creamy when you swipe with your fingers. But as you guys can see, there's a ton of powder kickback, so I think that this is best applied with your fingertips. If you use a brush, it just starts getting dusty and flying everywhere. And I feel like it got in my brows, and I'm not a big fan of that. But I wasn't in love with the highlight. I'm not gonna lie. First impression, not in love with it. Want to play around with it some more and kind of see what I can do with this. Last product we tried was the Flesh lipstick. This is the Fleshy Lips in Yum. It is just the type of lip color that I like. I feel like it's kind of like a blotted lip balm effect. I really like this shade, so if you guys have a similar complexion or lip color to mine, definitely check out the shade Yum, and I'm definitely gonna look at more shades from this specific formulation of their lipsticks. All right guys, so that's it in terms for my first impressions on these Flesh products. I'm gonna play around with these products more this week. I'm gonna try experimenting with them, trying them with different primers, using the products differently, and then I will update you guys on my final thoughts on these products. Overall first impression, I like the products. They are quite expensive. I do believe it's exclusive to Ulta. I purchased all of mine on Ulta.com. If you guys are interested in the brand, I would definitely say try to look at the products in person, because a lot of these look different from what I thought they were gonna look like online. But overall, I do like the products. I just wanna play around with them more. First impressions are hard because you might be in love or you might hate something, and you really need to kind of try to customize the product and get it to work for you. So that's going to be my mission this week, and then I will do a follow-up with you guys. So I hope you enjoyed. Have you tried Flesh? What are some products I should pick up? I wanna know more, and I wanna try more from the brand because I do overall like these things, and I wanna know your guys' thoughts. So leave a comment down below, let me know. Everything will be linked and listed in the description box for you guys. Other than that, I will see you in my next video. Thanks guys, bye.